Live from WTVO Rockford and your home team. Eyewitness News at 6 starts now.
A push for more green energy amid rising oil prices. The president says now is the time. Why Republicans say this plan is already to blame for the pain at the pump. And a local business has 110 reasons to celebrate. The milestone Kohl Harley-Davidson can call its own. Plus, it's officially prom season across the state line, but the expense can get in the way of the perfect experience. A local nonprofit offers up its closet. Good evening, I'm Marissa Lessner. Thanks for joining us tonight. In the face of staggering gas prices, the Biden administration is taking unprecedented steps to try and lower the costs at the pump. But the president says goals go beyond the current crisis. Biden argues this is the moment to move toward green energy solutions. White House correspondent Raquel Martin has more as she keeps you connected to the nation's capital.
Right now, the president is calling on Congress to make bold investments to accelerate the use of alternative, more clean energy sources. But the push is not going over well with Republicans who argue still the vast majority of Americans rely on traditional fuel. To diminish Russian influence around the world, the Biden administration says it's time the country take a leap towards an independent green future by investing big in clean energy solutions.
The president recognizes the time-limited nature of this opportunity and the reason for us to go big and bold in this moment.
Ali Zaidi is the president's deputy climate advisor. He says the investments will do more than just relieve Americans from fluctuating gas prices.
We're also going to reduce our consumption of oil by 2 million barrels per day. So that means less reliance on a volatile commodity and bolstered energy security.
The administration is calling on Congress to pass billions in funding to invest in sustainable energy solutions like electric vehicles and solar energy to protect the planet and also national security. But Republicans say it's an especially bad time to make the switch.
I'm baffled.
On the House floor this week, Republicans like Arkansas Congressman Bruce Westerman argued it's the president's green energy push that sparked the current crisis at the pump.
Our constituents are paying almost $5 a gallon to fill their cars.
He says instead the administration should focus on ramping up long-term clean oil production.
By processing permits, issuing leases, streamlining the regulatory process, and giving our own homegrown industries the ability to use our American resources.
With Congress sharply divided on this issue, the prospects of this plan passing remains low. But with mounting pressure for the president to do something about crippling gas prices, this week he announced plans to release 1 million barrels of oil from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve each day. We're now in Washington. Raquel Martin, back to you.
3 teens are arrested accused of starting a fire at the Kohl store in Janesville. This started around 6 last night near the bedding section of the store. Customers were evacuated. Crews were able to quickly get that fire under control. A sprinkler system helped, but left behind quite a bit of water damage. No one was physically hurt. The teens arrested are 11, 15, and 17 years old. They're charged with arson and recklessly endangering safety. Only minor injuries from a crash last night in Boone County, but the cars were badly damaged. Take a look at these pictures. The crash happened around 11:15 last night at Marengo and Poplar Grove Roads. The front of the Corvette was heavily damaged. The Chevy Cruze ended up in a ditch with damage to the bumper and all of its airbags deployed. No one was seriously hurt. No word on what caused that crash. A local business that helps riders put the rubber to the road is now the oldest single-owner shop of its kind. Kohl Harley-Davidson celebrated its 110th anniversary today. It was founded on March 30th, 1912. That makes it the world's oldest single-family-owned Harley-Davidson dealership. The motorcycle shop celebrated with free lunch, music, and sales on Harley-Davidson gear.
The biker community really is a family. Most of our employees are customers. They've known me since I was a little kid. People still come around that knew my dad when he was younger, or they remember buying their first bike from my grandfather. It really sticks with the family throughout generations.
And as part of the 110th anniversary celebration, Kohl Harley-Davidson is still selling raffle tickets. All of the proceeds will benefit the Veterans Drop-In Center. And the Veterans Drop-In Center also benefited as local pool players fine-tuned their skills. Rockford Billiard Cafe on North Main Street hosted. The day served as a practice session as state billiard tournaments approach in the coming weeks. $10 from every entry fee went to the Drop-In Center.
We're glad that the community supports the Veterans Drop-In Center. We've got a few different fundraisers throughout the year, and so we hope to just continue to get community support and appreciate what everybody does in Rockford to help us out.
The Veterans Drop-In Center helps local vets who may find themselves in need of a meal, financial assistance, or even just fellowship. The Rockford chapter of Becca's Closet is celebrating its grand reopening since closing to COVID last year. Today, thousands of beautiful gowns, shoes, and accessories were made available just in time for prom. Nicole Delgado was there, and Nicole, all of this comes at no cost to the kids.
That's right, Marissa. It's a chance for everyone to have a blast. For some, it's a dream come true to find that perfect prom outfit. Organizers tell me Becca's Closet is all about promoting self-confidence and individual beauty.
Girls are really wanting to go and have that extravagant, gorgeous dress, but can't pay the money for it.
Saturday, Becca's Closet reopened in Rockford for the first time since being shut down by COVID. Volunteer Grace Ellsworth says she started helping out after she first heard about the nonprofit when she was a freshman in high school. That was 8 years ago.
We have thousands upon thousands of dresses here, and girls have so many options. We have so many different sizes, so many colors, so many lengths, and the girls just absolutely love it, and they have the time of their lives.
Organizers say there is no limit to styles or colors available.
I didn't think I was gonna find so many dresses to try on. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I can't wait for the prom, so yeah.
Yeah, really excited. Yeah, it's also very exciting because we are all from Italy, and in Italy we don't have prom, so it's a first thing for us.
Julia, Aurora, and Laura are students at Huntley High School. They were visiting Becca's Closet for the first time and say the experience was better than they expected.
I'm so excited because I finally found like the right dress. I feel like this is the right one, so I'm really happy. I'm ready for prom.
Organizers say one of the main goals is for every girl to find their dream dress.
So being open now, it's really exciting to see the girls getting excited about something this year.
If you still have some old dresses in the back of your closet, send them over to Becca's Closet. For more information, go to mystateline.com. Marissa?
Welcome back. Will Smith resigns from the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. This comes after the King Richard actor slapped Chris Rock during the Oscars on Sunday. Zoreen Shah has the latest on what the news means.
Nearly 1 week after he slapped Chris Rock during the Oscar ceremony, Will Smith has announced his resignation from the Academy, releasing a statement saying in part, "My actions were shocking, painful, and inexcusable. I betrayed the trust of the Academy. I deprived other nominees and winners of their opportunity to celebrate and be celebrated for their extraordinary work. I am heartbroken. I am resigning from membership in the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences." The incident happening after Rock made an unscripted joke about Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, who's been vocal about her battle with alopecia. A friend close to Rock tells ABC News the comedian was unaware of her condition. In an exclusive interview with TJ Holmes, Oscars producer Will Packer said he was initially confused by what transpired.
I thought it was a bit. I thought it was a bit like everybody else.
Despite his resignation, Smith can still be nominated for an Academy Award in the future, but he loses many benefits.
He can't vote for the Oscars. He doesn't get any of the perks of being part of that club.
The Academy says they have received and accepted Smith's immediate resignation, and they will move forward with disciplinary proceedings. Smith stating he will fully accept any and all consequences for my conduct.
I think what we probably should take away from his most recent statement is we should expect that he's going to lay low for a little bit, see if the dust settles, and then reemerge. I don't know if this one incident will be forever defining for him moving forward.
The Academy's next meeting to discuss the matter is scheduled for April 18th.
Now, your first warned weather forecast from meteorologist Joey Marino.
And good evening, everybody. Now that the snow is behind us, here's a look at some of the totals that are coming in from across the area. As you can see, Rockton and Freeport getting in on top of the scale with 4.5 inches of snow. Right as soon as the snow ended, took a measurement outside. We got 4 inches here at the station, all the way down towards Davis, which got about 3 inches of snow. Now, we got to see a lot more snow because temperatures were a little cooler than expected. When we had temperatures in the 30s, low to mid 30s, that gave this storm system a lot more cold air to work with to allow to produce such heavy bursts of snow. As you can see, temperatures going into the afternoon were in the low to mid 30s. Now we've climbed into the upper 30s as we take a live look over downtown Rockford. As you can see, roads are in much better shape than compared to a couple of hours ago. Looking at roads in downtown Rockford, they have been cleared since we've had a good opportunity for snow plows and salt trucks to get out there and help out with the most frequently used roads. Now, the snow has pushed off towards the east. As you can see, that spiral there with that low pressure system still going to keep a chance for maybe a passing sprinkle or shower this evening. As you can see, off to the west and northwest, still got a band of light shower activity making its way towards Waterloo and Davenport, even southwest Wisconsin. But once we get past that, we are going to see conditions dry out. And that's because this low pressure system is going to be moving out of the area, allowing this high pressure system to move in overnight. So that's going to help clear out that cloud cover, allow for a sun-filled start to our Sunday. And thankfully, we are going to stay dry for much of the day tomorrow. So decreasing clouds and seasonably cooled. Normally, as we get into the beginning of April, overnight lows fall into the low 30s. So just a couple of degrees cooler than average. Northwest winds will make it feel chilly at times. Tomorrow is actually going to be a much warmer day. We topped out in the upper 30s today, but because of winds changing to the southwest and we get that sunshine, we'll be back in the upper 40s. We're going to keep a slight chance for a few showers late in the day because of our next system that's going to be moving in. Now, taking a look at futurecast, as you can see those showers moving in and continuing to push on through as we go throughout the overnight hours. Still going to keep that chance as we get into Monday for a few showers. Scattered showers only, chance late going into Tuesday and into Wednesday. Temperatures, though, will be in the low 50s as we get into the middle of the work week. So we are going to stay pretty warm, even with those rain chances moving on through. Once we get into Thursday and Friday, however, that's when we see cooler conditions move in. We're going to be seeing a very wet pattern stick around into the second half of next week. Temperature-wise, though, it looks like we're going to stay in the 40s for Thursday and Friday, closer to 50 as we head into the upcoming weekend. Marissa?
Now sports with sports director Scott Lever.
It didn't take the Ice Hogs long to get back on the winning track after they stumbled Tuesday night against Milwaukee. They rebounded last night in Tucson against the Roadrunners, thanks in large part to forward Dylan McLaughlin. 23 seconds into overtime, he scored this game-winning goal to seal the 4-3 win. McLaughlin has been on a tear since coming back from a concussion. In 4 games, he has 4 goals now and 3 assists. But Anders Sorensen also gives Garrett Mitchell a big assist for helping the Hogs rebound from an early deficit in the game.
Yeah, I think it was Garrett Mitchell, our captain, that said something, and I think the guys responded really well, and that's what it's all about, right? It's about them coming together as a group and really galvanized and making sure we're getting 2 points as often as we can here.
And tonight they're going to have a rematch with the Roadrunners in Tucson. Captain Garrett Mitchell will be playing his 500th AHL game of his career. Brett Connolly will try to extend his season-high 8-game point streak to 9. Bulls are going to get challenged tonight. They will host the #1 team in the East, the Miami Heat. The Bulls are 0-3 against the Heat so far this season. That game will be played at the United Center. In New Orleans, men's NCAA Final Four action is underway. In the second half, Kansas leads Villanova 40-29. Later tonight, Duke and North Carolina will meet in the Final Four for the first time in their history. Michigan held its spring football game today in Ann Arbor, but was overshadowed by Colin Kaepernick. He was invited there by Michigan coach Jim Harbaugh as an honorary captain. Harbaugh and Kaepernick have been tight since their 49ers days when they went to the Super Bowl. Well, at halftime today, Kaepernick put on a passing exhibition, slinging balls around to receivers. He did have some errant throws, but for the most part, he looked pretty good. Supposedly, there are some NFL teams that do have some interest in Kaepernick as a possible backup. He says after 5 years away from the NFL, he just wants a chance, and he's convinced he can still play.
Oh, absolutely. We still get out there, sling it. really getting out here today for the exhibition was to be able to show that I can do that. It was one of the questions that my agent kept getting was, well, it's been 5 years, can he still play? So we want to make sure that we come out, we show everyone I can still play, still throw it.
Yeah, the weather was not fit for baseball here today in Illinois, but it was in Arizona again. The Cubs hosted the Angels in exhibition action. How about this play? Top of the ninth, Carlos Sepulveda at second base makes the leaping catch there. We're not going to see many better defensive plays than that all year. Some drama now, bottom of the ninth, the Cubs trailing 4-2. 2 ducks on the pond, and Grayson Bird brought him home. A 3-run homer for Bird, a walk-off job. And the Cubs beat the Angels 5-4. The Sox will play later tonight against the Diamondbacks.
Well, I was not thrilled to see the snow today, but I guess the good news is that it's not going to be along for
Yeah, you know,
for long.
I think a lot of people out there will agree with you. They weren't very happy to see that. They thought it was an April Fool's joke, but like we said, it's over with, and it's now moving to the east as we take a look at our First Warn Interactive Radar, sponsored by Rockford Auto Glass and more. That snow moving out. There may be a passing shower or two this evening just to end it all, but as we get into tomorrow, we'll get to see some sunshine. Temperatures do stay in the 40s into the start of the week. A couple of days in the 50s, but you know, we're not going to get out of this unsettled pattern anytime soon. We have chances for rain lasting through much of next week. And then, as you can see, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Saturday, we do have some sunshine with temps in the 40s, so we may have to wait until then for, you know, a nice break from this pattern. But, you know, April showers.
April showers,
there
exactly.
we go. Thinking the same thing.
We needed the rain,
yes,
so
we did.
Let's get it all over with now in April, so we can have a nice.
Snow's over with. We get a nice way to end the weekend with some sunshine
And some warm temperatures to melt all that snow, too.
Absolutely. Get it out of here.
Yep. All right. Well, that is going to do it for us. We'll see you right back here again tonight at 10. Have a great night.